Space missile technology from Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, referred to as Star Wars, alongside original items from Darth Vader, Princess Leia, and the Star Wars franchise, defending America and the galaxy. Star Wars and SDI, now at the Reagan Library.
Empire makes it so easy that you just don't need to shop around.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
Everything from the beginning to the end of the process was perfect. It only took 3 days from start to finish. Their installation was unbelievable. I am so glad that we chose Empire. Everything that we need to get it done and get it done right. The new flooring just changes your whole house.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Selena in a Smart and Final, she is like a well-oiled machine. She grabs everything in one fell swoop. You see that? That is a pro move. Ice cream last. Smart and Final. Where else?
Good morning, I'm Gene Kang, live here at USC's Greek Row. We have new information after a promising college student is booked on suspicion of murder. We have those new details coming up next.
Good morning, I'm Eric Spielman in for Frank Buckley. Amazon hit with a nearly $6 million fine for violating labor laws here in California. Details on what the company is accused of doing.
Good morning, I'm Trevor Shirley live in Washington. Congress wants to crack down on AI-generated revenge porn, especially as it relates to kids in school. I've got that story coming up just ahead.
Good morning, I'm Jessica Holmes. The LA Convention Center is on the verge of a multi-million-dollar makeover. It's all in preparation for the 2028 Summer Olympic Games happening right here in LA.
Good morning, I'm Jeremy Parsons. We love Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. She's celebrating his birthday in the sweetest way, plus new revelations and personal revelations in a new Simone Biles documentary. And we have 95-year-old action hero James Hong joining us live right here. Stick around.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Kai Goldberg. We're looking at a beautiful start to the day. Of course, the marine layer is out there. It is, by the way, the first day of summer, so welcome to summertime, everybody. Won't see that summertime heat as of yet, but we've got a shot at it once we make our way into the weekend forecast. That is a good-looking live shot outside. We were making our way through Silver Lake, the Griffith Park Observatory, the Echo Park, everybody beginning to see the cloud cover burning off somewhat. Beaches staying in the low 70s today, downtown at about 74 degrees. Inland communities, Orange County at about 79, 87 for the IE. High deserts into the low 90s this afternoon. Once again, looking forward to a beautiful day below normal temperatures, and then we'll start to see a warm up just in time for Friday. That's when it'll kick off in the weekend. Well, we could see some hot temperatures, the forecast, in just a few minutes.
A procession will be held in about an hour from now for a fallen LA County firefighter who died in the line of duty. 52-year-old Andrew Pontius died Friday while battling a fire that engulfed a massive front loader at a cement quarry in Little Rock. That's in the Antelope Valley. Later, firefighters and police officers escorted his body in a 50-mile-long procession to the medical examiner's office in Boyle Heights. This morning, his body will be transferred to Forest Lawn's Covina Hills Cemetery. LA County Fire, LA City Fire, and firefighters from other cities will take part in the procession. It is unclear what started the fire that led to the deadly explosion.
A 19-year-old USC student accused of murder is now being held on $2 million bail. Ivan Gallegos says he acted out of self-defense in the fatal stabbing of a homeless man breaking into a car. KTLA's Gene Kang is live in University Park with some new information. Gene, good morning.
Good morning, Eric and Jessica. A lot of students I've talked to say they are in shock. They are just stunned, and they say that Ivan Gallegos had a promising, bright future ahead of him until now. He lived with his friends at this fraternity house at USC's Greek Row. Now, that new information, officials just identified the deadly stabbing victim as 27-year-old Xavier Surf. Take a look at this video. In this Instagram clip, you see Ivan Gallegos, a 19-year-old USC student who is behind bars under suspicion of murder with a massive $2 million bail. He says He's from East LA, Boyle Heights. Detectives say Gallegos and two friends reportedly witnessed a 27-year-old homeless man burglarizing cars at Greek Row. That was on Monday night. And allegedly, Gallegos confronted that man with a knife, which then ended, unfortunately, in a deadly stabbing. Police say the 19-year-old claims self-defense and told officers the homeless man claimed that he had a gun. But later, LAPD, during their investigation, said no gun was recovered. They could also have some telling surveillance video from these frat houses. Many who live at Greek Row say they have complained over crime, homeless encampments, and ongoing break-ins into their frat houses and cars, while a housekeeper for the Delta Tau Delta fraternity house where Gallegos lived says everyone is really shocked and scared for him.
When a lot of this stuff occurs, I think, repetitively, then you have students who want to be a lot more proactive.
They're upset, they're concerned, they're sad, they're worried. It is very tragic, like I said, for the both families.
Gallegos has no prior criminal record and remained at the scene, very cooperative with those police officers. His two friends were not arrested. Their frat house is at the 700 block of 28th Street. Now, on his LinkedIn page, it says Gallegos is a first-generation proud college student studying business and music, also part of the Latino Business Student Association and other organizations. It appears he had a lot going on for him, interning at Dell Records. And just last month, USC Annenberg Media interviewed Gallegos about his music career, going by the artist name IDG. The article says both of his parents previously had, quote, involvement in gang activities leading to their intermittent incarceration. But despite that rough childhood, he focused on school, doing well for others, volunteering, and performing as a singer, producer, and songwriter. Now, there's this last piece of video. Gallegos is the event coordinator for the USC Mariachi Band, says he's been playing since he was only 9 years old, and loved ones have since set up a GoFundMe page just yesterday seeking justice. Now, back out here live, we have approached this frat house, and this morning there has been very little activity, very quiet this morning, but a lot of students still telling me off camera that he was a really bright student. And I did reach out to his mother this morning. She could not do an interview. However, she says he was a good kid. And as of right now, before I send it back to you, we know the district attorney has not pressed any charges against Gallegos so far. Reporting live here at USC's Greek Row, Jean Kang, back to you in the studio.
All right, Jean, thank you for that this morning. California's labor regulator has issued Amazon a nearly $6 million fine for breaking labor laws. State's warehouse quotas law requires employers to disclose each employee's productivity quota to them and caps them at safe levels. It also prohibits employers from requiring employees to meet those quotas by preventing them from taking state-mandated meal and rest breaks. Labor Commissioner's office says that Amazon failed to provide a written notice of quotas to workers. It found more than 59,000 violations at 2 Southern California facilities.
Lawmakers in Washington, D.C. are pushing to crack down on revenge porn, in particular the kind that is generated by artificial intelligence. Now, if passed, big tech companies could be forced to get more aggressive in policing that kind of content. KTLA's Trevor Shirley joins us live from our nation's capital with more. Good morning, Trevor.
Eric, good morning to you as well. Lawmakers say it's time for big tech companies and Washington to get ahead of this problem, especially as it relates to kids using this kind of technology against one another in schools.
It was really scary to even go to school, just out of fear.
This Texas teen told senators her sense of security was shattered after someone at school used AI to create and share nude pictures featuring her.
I was so excited for high school, but this totally just threw off my year.
Lawmakers say big tech companies must take this emerging problem more seriously.
He didn't take someone else's nude images and put their faces on them. Instead, he took their actual bodies using AI to make the images look even more real.
Now senators are pushing for passage of the Take It Down Act. The proposal builds on existing federal law and would force social media companies to remove deepfake revenge porn images within 48 hours.
And we're going to look for a way to move those bills forward.
The move is a rare bipartisan effort in Congress to address a problem some lawmakers say tech companies already know exactly how to handle.
If you put online a scene from The Lion King, that'll get pulled down almost immediately.
Senators say tech companies would be held to account by FTC action, potentially including fines if the law passes, and said those corporations will soon have to decide how to respond.
This is the right solution. Frankly, it's what they should be doing anyway.
Now, this legislation was just introduced this week. At this point, though, it has not been scheduled for a full floor vote on the Senate. That's the latest here in Washington. We'll send it back to you guys in L.A.
Okay, Trevor, thank you. LA City Council is moving ahead with plans to remodel the downtown convention center ahead of the 2028 Olympics.
Yesterday, the City Council's Trade, Travel, and Tourism Committee voted to spend nearly $55 million on pre-construction work. If a final plan is approved, remodeling the aging venue is estimated to cost the city around $5 billion. Several events, including table tennis, are scheduled to be held at the convention center during the 2028 Summer Games. The plan will now go to a full council vote for approval.
Wow.
$5 billion? And they're committing $55 million. There's a big gap here.
Well, that's just for the planning. And
yeah.
There is a lot of work that has to be done. I don't think
Yeah.
they've remodeled that place for a while.
Yeah.
It's going to take a minute.
It is.
Hey, I made a faux pas at the beginning of the show.
You said today was summer.
I'm so...
I didn't want to correct you because, you know, you're a weather guy. And,
No. I'm just so ready for summertime.
Yes. Is it tomorrow? Is it
tomorrow?
It's tomorrow,
right?
1:50 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And I'm just like, okay, let's go, summer, let's go.
Yeah.
So we're almost there. We've got 24 hours to go. So we're making our way to what should be a beautiful start to summer once we do make our way into tomorrow on Thursday. Of course, this Wednesday morning, we've got some typical conditions, and what we're, of course, dealing with is the marine layer that is now burning off. You can see it in here in the downtown Hollywood area. Southern California should see a beautiful afternoon. We've got a wind advisory up throughout the Santa Barbara County area along the coast near Montecito. We'll see this wind advisory staying in place through the rest of the day today. You can see those winds up by Point Conception sticking around. Breezy can